Hey, how's it going, buddy?
It's going well. What about you?
Doing fine. What have you been up to?
Well, I've actually really been thinking about the dollar. How much does $1 cost exactly?
$1.
No, how much does it cost?
4 quarters?
No, once again, not what I meant. How is the dollar valued in terms of other currencies?
Oh, so you're talking about the exchange rate. Well, that depends on the exchange rate of dollars to whatever currency you're referring to.
Oh, yeah, right. Wait, what's an exchange rate?
I'm glad you asked. I actually took a microeconomics course recently. An exchange rate is pretty much the value of price of one currency in terms of another currency.
That's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it is. There are also these quotations for exchange rates. A direct quotation means that you use the foreign currency as the counter and the domestic as the base, and the one you convert to. Whereas for indirect, the domestic is the base and the foreign is the counter.
I think I like the indirect better.
Yeah, it's the most used exchange rate. It makes more sense.
I see. So there must be some sort of market for our currency.
There is.
We as Americans simply come to acquire the dollar in our ways, but foreigners need the dollar too, right?
Yeah, they do. Do you know why that is?
Well, I'm assuming that when foreigners buy American goods, our companies only accept the payment in dollars.
You're right.
That's strange. It's not like I took a macro course.
True.
Anyway, so that must mean that we need foreign currencies to buy foreign things, sort of like a demand and supply for the dollar. That's weird to think of.
I know, right? I mean, how many things do you own that are American produced?
Not much.
Exactly. That's because the American dollar is strong enough that we can purchase products from other countries at a much lower price.
What do you mean?
What I mean is, throughout American history, the exchange rate has had a huge effect on the lives on Americans and people all across the globe as well. Americans' currency has always been known for its strength and safety for investors. America as a whole is also known to be a consumption economy. This means that most of America's economy is based on people's abilities to consume.
And part of that is due to the dollar appreciation and depreciation, right?
Yep.
So the dollar has mostly increased in value while other currencies have, in comparison, decreased for a long period of time. Dollar appreciation and depreciation for other currencies, thus causing the dollar to be stronger.
Essentially.
But for the dollar to be super strong, wouldn't that in the global market mean that American exports will have a hard time competing with the exports from other countries? And that Americans will lose jobs as a result?
It actually would. The strength looks beneficial to American consumers right off the bat, but in hindsight, it could do more bad than good for American industry.
Yeah, I get that. So, what's the rumor that China is devaluing its currency? I'm assuming that they're doing it to get ahead of the American exports and increase the cost of its imports so that they can grow its economy faster?
That seems to be about right. China's managed float policy allows it to manipulate its own currency to be more flexible in the global marketplace.
And how exactly does that work?
Oh, okay. Imagine we're back in the 2000s and I'm going to the store to buy a guitar. Let's imagine.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going.
I'm here to buy a guitar. Do you have any good ones in stock?
Yeah, we have this one.
How much is that American-made guitar over there?
It's $400.
Ooh, 400. That's a bit out of my price range. Do you have anything for like cheaper?
Yes, we have this Chinese one that's pretty cool, and it's 200.
200. Why is it so much cheaper than the American-made guitars?
Well, the dollar is a lot stronger than the yuan, so U.S. consumers can afford this way more than they can afford dollars.
So pretty much what you're saying is like the American dollar is stronger, so we can afford more yuan with that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very cool. Well, yeah, 200 sounds good. I'll take it.
All right, cool.
Here's my very real U.S. $200 currency.
Wow, thank you, sir.
Oh yeah, so great. But what's with all like these strange symbols all over this guitar?
Well, it's communist because it was made in China a while ago, and it's kind of what gives it character.
I like it, and I support that.
When you get to the store, there are two types of guitars, an American-made guitar and a Chinese-made guitar. At this time, the Chinese yuan is much lower than the US dollar, so the price of a guitar from China is much cheaper.
So, like everybody else, you'll probably buy the Chinese one.
Yeah, but as the years pass, more and more people will continue to buy Chinese guitars, and lo and behold, the Chinese economy begins to grow and their yuan becomes stronger.
Makes sense.
So as the price gap begins to grow smaller between the two guitars, more people begin to go back to buying American-made guitars. While there are other policies and occurrences weakening and strengthening the Chinese economy in the background, the result's still the same.
Wait, I think I got it. The loss in exports by the Chinese economy causes its rate of growth to shrink?
Yep. And to combat what seems to be a faltering in the Chinese powerful guitar empire, the Chinese government decides to manipulate its currency to bring exports and growth back up. It is this exact situation, although on a much grander scale, which many believe is happening right now in the global economy.
Well, what about the imports in both countries?
Well, U.S. imports should be rising during this time because prices of Chinese guitars and other products are going to be cheaper, so people are going to want those more. While imports in China are going to be much lower because they can domestically make these products at a much cheaper price.
Got it. Well, you think that whether it's intentional or not, China's actions are really ruffling the feathers of economists around the world.
Oh yeah, definitely.